So it's been 2 weeks since the New York City Marathon, where it was 74 degrees. This morning, it's 28 degrees. So welcome to New York, what the temperature's supposed to be. But I figured this morning, it's very cold. I'm gonna do some hot laps. So I'm on my way to the track. Have a duffel bag full of some shoes over here. My plan today is I'm gonna do a warm-up in the Takumi Sen, a mile in the Takumi Sen, then switch to the Adios Pro 3. Then I'm gonna also have the Vaporfly and the Alphafly. So I'm gonna do a fast shoe track mile rep kind of comparison here. This just sounded interesting to me, so we'll see how it goes. I donated blood last about 6 days ago, so my fitness is not going to be 100% recovered from that yet, but that shouldn't affect my ability to judge how these shoes perform against each other in my less than ideal condition. So it's a cold morning. There's one other person here. Let's get this workout done and see how it goes. So first mile down in the Takumi Sen 8, did a 6:30 mile. So I'm actually happy with that. Being down some blood and not at peak form right now, that felt pretty good. The upper on this shoe really just disappears. It's so lightweight, you don't feel the upper at all, and just get a little bit of bounce from that Light Strike Pro, but it's a very responsive foam, not getting a lot of sink in. I just feel like I can keep my cadence high, lift my knees, and just go. So Takumi Sen 8, great on the track. Next up, the Adios Pro 3. So we'll still have that Light Strike Pro foam, but a lot more of it, and the carbon rods in there. So this is gonna be much higher off the ground, softer, a little bouncier, but also a heavier shoe. So we'll see how that compares. So 6:20 in the Adios Pro 3. So I think I shaved about 8 or 9 seconds off the time with the Takumi Sen. Takumi Sen, definitely a lighter shoe. You feel it less on your foot, but this one definitely gives you a lot more assistance. You get some more bounce from the shoe, more responsiveness. I can feel the stiffness in the shoe from the carbon rods giving me some more propulsion. It just feels easier to maintain that level of effort. You don't get as tired, but you're able to maintain the same kind of pace. So that being my second mile repeat, you'd expect them to be a little bit more tired, but I actually did it a little bit faster. I feel like I definitely did benefit from the assistance of those shoes. Super comfortable. Again, I barely feel the upper on these. You're just feeling that nice squish and bounce and the propulsion from the plate. So Alphafly is up next. So before I start this mile in the Alphaflys, just wanted to say one thing quick. I just did a lap to, you know, kind of get my bearings in these before I get started. And the shoe is so much more present than the Adios Pro 3. That one kind of disappears on my foot and you just feel the squish and the roll and the pop. This shoe, you really feel those AirPods under your feet. It's such a different feeling where I'm very present of where I'm landing on the shoe. So we'll see how this goes. So 6:39 in the Alphafly. So that's my slowest mile so far. Granted, it's my third rep, so I should be a little more tired, but going from the Sen to the Adios Pro, I actually gained time. I went from 6:30 down to 6:18, and now I'm back up to 6:39. So that's a big drop off. I really find with the Alphafly, it just doesn't work for me. Maybe it's because of my size. You know, I'm 6'4", 220 pounds. Maybe I'm compressing those AirPods too much, but I feel like it actually slows down my cadence because I need to give the shoe time to depress and then come back. So it's harder for me to lift my knees up. It's harder for me to turn over my stride. It just feels kind of muddy running in the Alphafly to me. I can't go as fast in this shoe. And again, I'm always thinking about my foot strike the entire time I'm running. It's not as smooth as the Adios Pro 3. It's not as comfortable. Just really not working for me on this run. So now we're gonna close it with the Vaporfly, and even though this is gonna be the last rep, I'm predicting this will be faster than the Alphafly, just because I know how much I like that shoe and how well I've done in it in shorter races like 5Ks. So we'll see how the Vaporfly brings it home. So last mile rep in the Vaporfly, 6:19. So I think I shaved about 20 or 30 seconds off of the Alphafly from the previous rep. So even though this was my last one, still significantly faster than the Alphafly. And this was interesting. I'll get into more details when I get back home, but I believe this and the Adios Pro 3 were 1 second apart. The Adios Pro 3 was 1 second faster on my second rep. Perhaps if I wore this shoe earlier, it might have been faster than the Adios Pro 3, but I was impressed with the speed that I got out of that shoe. You definitely feel more stack in the Adios 3. It feels a little bit more springy than the Vaporfly, which I was surprised about. Granted, the Vaporflies I'm wearing have over 100 miles on them. The Adios Pro 3, I've got like 61 miles on right now. But the Vaporfly definitely feels lighter. I love the way this shoe feels. It's just so smooth, so nice when you're going through your stride. I feel like I could really feel the difference in my cadence, what I was able to do in the Vaporfly versus the Alphafly. The Alphafly to me is just clunky. It feels weird under your foot. I don't like the feel of those AirPods. I feel like it slows down my cadence. It changes my stride. So you see, it works for a lot of people. Most marathons, you go to the start line, you're gonna see a bunch of Vaporflies and Alphaflies. A lot of the top runners though still go with the Vaporfly over the Alphafly. And if I was a top runner, I would do the same thing. The shoe just feels more natural, feels better underfoot. I love the Vaporfly. It's one of my favorite shoes. But that Adios Pro 3, I'm very impressed today that actually came out the fastest in this group. So now it's probably maybe it got up to 33 degrees or something. So it was I'm nice and warm though with all these miles. So that was an interesting test today. Just wanted to get out there, do a couple mile reps. So I picked a couple fast shoes and just wanted to see how they stacked up one right after the other. So the Takumi Sen did what it's supposed to do. It was lightweight, it was responsive, you barely feel it on your foot, and it just lets you kind of roll through that stride, keep your cadence up. This shoe starts out a little bit faster than the others right off the gun because it's a light shoe and you can really kind of pick up the pace immediately. But then once you get a few laps into the mile, that's when the assistance of the other shoes really kind of come into their own and help to finish strong. So again, in a longer race, I definitely am going to go towards the Vaporfly or the Adios Pro over this one. I still think in a shorter race, this might have a bit of an advantage, but I was very impressed with the Adios Pro 3. This actually came in with the best mile time out of any of them, and this is really designed to go long distance. The Alphafly and this one are really more the marathon racing shoes of the group. So the fact that I was able to get this one to the fastest time was actually probably the most impressive thing to me during that. It feels very natural. It feels bigger, a little bit more bouncy, a little bit more responsive. There's a much bigger landing area in this one, so this one was easy to just kind of get up and go. Felt really good. The other thing that stood out a lot was how much I disliked the Alphafly compared to these other ones. So that could be a question of the day. Have you run in the Alphafly and the Vaporfly? What do you feel about them? I know these are two of the most popular shoes out there. There's lots of world records being set in both of these shoes, but also I feel like some of those people setting world records could run in sandals and they'd still be setting those records. Obviously the technology helps, but it's the runner, not the shoe. The shoe can help those top performing people to do their best. But for me, I just really do not enjoy running in the Alphafly. This one just feels big on your feet. It feels really unnatural with those AirPods. When I'm coming down on this, I have to kind of focus on my foot strike, where I'm landing. And as I said in the video, I feel like I can't turn my stride over as quick as I can in these other shoes because I kind of need to wait for those AirPods to squish and then give me it back, squish and then give me it back. So I feel like this has good efficiency when you run slower. Like if I'm running a marathon pace or a half marathon pace, then this becomes more useful. But when you're really trying to pick up your feet and run fast, it really kind of slows me down. So this was definitely my least favorite of the group, and that was reflected in the numbers. It was the slowest shoe by a fair margin. And then we closed things with the Vaporfly, which basically there were 1 second difference between these two shoes. I expected this to be the fastest shoe. This ended up being the fastest shoe by 1 second, so I'll call that a wash. Also the fact that this was my 5th mile that I ran was in this shoe, where this was the 3rd mile. So a little bit more tired. This shoe really still allowed me to get up on my toes, run fast, felt comfortable. But coming from the Alphafly and then putting this on felt like such a relief, because this shoe just feels so much more natural on my foot. I can just run and be comfortable, as opposed to with this one where I'm constantly worrying about where my foot is, what it feels like under my foot. So really, to me, this is the big loser in this battle. This is the winner, but this one again proved its mettle, and the Takumi Sen did what I expected it to do as well. So this did an admirable job going fast, feeling light, but over the distance of the full mile, these two shoes having that carbon elements to them, having that super foam and a little bit more of it, were really more assisted, let me push myself harder for longer. So these two shoes were fantastic today, but the big surprise is how well the Adios Pro did in that 1 mile race, that it matched up to the Vaporfly for me. So now I'm really gonna have to take this out for a 5K and see what I can do, because my 5K personal best is in this shoe. If this one is pretty much matching it in speed, but it's more stable for me, I'm a little bit more comfortable in it, we'll have to see how that goes. But I thought that was kind of an interesting battle today. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to see me do something like that again soon in the future. Any other shoes you want to see me kind of match up. But the winner for the day, Adios Pro 3. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, like and subscribe. I didn't say it.